Hi you guys, so I am back with another video, and today I am going to be going into all of the details about my rental property and how I decided on it, everything. So what I did to get it, how I decided on the property, how I got a tenant, everything. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so my last video discussed how I was really kind of upset with work. So I decided that I was like, I really want some passive income just in case I decide that, because I wasn't sure if that I wanted to continue working at Macy's full time. I was thinking about going part time before I decided to switch over to Mac. I had a lot of things going on at the time. So I was like, it was about July, it was the end of July, July 27th or something like that. Yeah, like July 25th, 27th. And my mom sent me a property and she was like, you should really buy this property. You have enough money, you should, invest in this and blah, blah, blah. I was like, you know what? She's right. I'm just going to put my money into something that I can invest in and get money out of. So when I decided to do that, I had about $9,000 saved up altogether. So with my current income, I'm making around, before taxes, around $50,000 a year. So after taxes, maybe it'll be like $40,000 a year. So but then I get those taxes back, all that stuff. So yeah, about $50,000 a year is what I'm bringing in with my full-time job where I'm at now currently. This is, how I did this. So just to go into how I started saving and everything like that. So we were on shutdown last year from the middle of March to the end of May. So about 2.5 months I was off of work, but I was getting unemployment. So my unemployment was about $700 a week, which at the time I was just a regular BA. So that was a little bit more than I was bringing in every week currently at that time. So it was, that really kind of helped me save. So I would put about probably half of that money away. So I only got about, I want to say I only got about a month's worth of unemployment. I think I was supposed to get some back pay, but never did. So I don't know. But I think I got a month's worth of $700 weekly checks. So I would put about half, if not sometimes more than half, in my savings account, and then the rest would just be my, everyday money that would be in my checking account to eat and do all of the things that I was doing. So then I went back to work, and I work off of commission, so it was like a kind of, 1 week I would bring in 600, 1 week I would bring in 700, 1 week I would bring in 1,000. It would just depend on the weeks. So I would use my money responsibly. I get paid weekly. So with getting paid weekly, it was easier for me to kind of budget and kind of stretch out my bills. So every week I have something due. So like 1 week I have car, 1 week I have rent, 1 week I have car insurance, 1 week I have my cell phone, so each week I would just pay a bill. So each week I'm just paying a bill. So that week, if the week was, the first, then I would pay, my car, and then, the 25th, my phone bill is due. So, each week there was something, and I would try to get ahead and ahead and ahead on that, just so it would be easier on me to budget. So I would always try. My car note is the highest thing that I'm paying right now, my car note and my rent. So those weeks I probably wouldn't save as much as I would, if my insurance was due or something like that, or my phone bill, because those are lower payments. So those were the weeks that I would really try hard to save as much as possible on the weeks that I didn't have my high bills due. And then on the weeks where I did, sometimes I would bring home like say a $700 check, my car note is $420. So then I'll probably try to put $100 in the bank. But if I couldn't, you just couldn't. So that is kind of how I was saving. I would just try to keep up on my bills and stay on top of it, and try to divvy it out to where I would only allot myself, so 1 week I would say I could only have $100 to spend for the whole week. So that's for meals and, toiletries or whatever I needed. And then the rest just goes into my savings or whatever. So all that to say that ended up me saving $9,000 in the bank when I decided to go for a property. So the day that I decided, it was like a Monday or something like that. Yeah, it was like a Monday. I call up my friend, used to be my coworker, who is also a realtor, Sherry Stewart. If you're in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, she is licensed in all three. So she called her up, literally messaged her that day and told her, hey, I want to buy this property. My mom sent me a property. I really want to purchase it. What can you do for me? My mom had given me the information for a lender that she had used for where we're at now. And I communicated with them both what I wanted to do, and we got the process started. So literally that Monday, I reached out to both of them. That Tuesday, me and my realtor were looking at houses. We went to see 2 properties. One property needed a lot of work, the first property that we went to. If you go back to the blog, where I was showing all the properties and stuff, that first property, horrible. I couldn't, because it would be way too much, maintenance. But it was nice because it was like 2 bedrooms. It was 1 bedroom and then one like kind of smaller bedroom, den, whatever, maybe an office, and 1 bathroom. But the kitchen area was small and it was just kind of smaller. So then we went to go look at a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. I really wanted a 2 bedroom when I decided on the property, but with the amount of money that I was trying to put into it, the fact that I'm not going to be living there, I just wanted something that was on the lower end. So my property was going for $165,000 for a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, all utilities included. The HOA fee is $360, and yeah, so it was a really, really good price. And so I just decided on it. It didn't need a lot of work. The floors were like brand new. The HVAC system was like brand new. The bathroom was updated. The only thing that needed real updating was the kitchen, just because it had like white refrigerator and black microwave. The appliances just weren't updated. And then the cabinets and the countertops I wanted updated as well. But everything else was like perfect. It was like in my price range. I didn't want to spend more than $170 on a property, especially because I'm just going to be renting it out. I'm not going to be living there myself. So the place was $165. It was right on where I wanted to be. And that day I put in my offer, and yeah, we were in contracts and everything like that. So this is a real moment, like 2 weeks in, maybe, I was getting cold feet. I was getting really, really nervous, like up to the point where we were at the inspection. The inspection guy came and was checking out the property and everything, making sure, what the sellers were selling me, if there were any changes that I needed to be made before, it became mine or whatever. I was getting really cold feet. I was like, I can't do this. The reason was because I didn't know what entailed, how much money really entailed to buying this property. So if you guys don't know, buying a property, you need an earnest money deposit. So an earnest money deposit is about 1% of the cost of the home. So that for me would have been $1,650. But I think they asked me for $3,000. So something in there, I can't exactly remember at the moment, but something in there, you know, they asked me for 3,000. So that's 3,000 out of my 9,000 that I had saved up. So then I had to pay the inspector. So the inspector fee was like 300 something. So had to pay for that. So that's 3,300 and something dollars that is taken out of my savings account. So that left me with a little less than $6,000. So obviously you need more than $6,000 for closing costs, everything like that. So when I was getting like the estimated numbers from my lender, he was saying that it would be about 13,000 of closing costs. So that like freaked me out, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have 13,000. I just gave 3,000 of my Earnest money, and I was thinking, you know, so I'm like really freaking out. I'm like, I want to pull out, but I had already signed a contract. So I was potentially in a position where I was going to lose that Earnest money deposit. So yeah, this is a lot. So then I ended up, my mom went with me to the inspection, and she talked me through it, and she said, you know, ask your dad to help you. So, and I'm the type of person, I hate asking people for money. I hate asking anyone for anything, really. I'm very, very independent. I'm an only child, technically. I'm very independent, and I've never usually asked for money, like ever. I never asked for much of anything, especially since I've been working full time. I have not, you know, in college, of course, here and there I would ask, but since I've been working full time, I never asked for anything. So it really was such a pride thing for me to ask my dad for $4,000. So that's what I needed, because my lender cut about $2,600, about $1,000 in like lending credits, and then he cut about $1,600 from processing fees. So that put me to pay $5,400 something, and my dad gave me the $4,000. So and it's considered a gift. So gifts you can accept, and it has to be proven that they're not loans. So you can't, it has to be a gift, like a gift that they're giving you and that you're not planning to pay them back. That's what a gift is, because the lender wants to know that that's like real money, not that you're lending from someone else to another lender, if that makes sense. So all in all, it was about a month's worth of this process, and yeah, then I closed on August 27th. So it was pretty great. It was a huge accomplishment on my part at 24 years old, buying a property, and yeah, that's one of the biggest purchases that I've ever made. I mean, I bought a car when I was 23, and then a house at 24. So those were like two big accomplishments that I've made since I've been working full time. And that's why I'm just like so grateful to Macy's, and like, you know, that's why I wanted to leave on such good terms with them, because they have helped me, pushed me financially in so many ways that I didn't expect that I would be at this age. So yeah, so the, you know, cut down to that month of buying the property, then the next step was finding a tenant, getting all the contracting work done so that a tenant was able to move in, and how we were going to find the tenant and everything like that. So thank you, Jesus, for my realtor. I mean, she's like amazing. She was on it. We found a tenant. I closed August 27th, and like within like a week and a half, she had already found me like the perfect applicant for my property. So my tenant moves in October 1st. So, and real live moment here. So about my monthly payment for my property is about $1,320. I am charging my tenant $1,550 to stay in my condo, simply because all utilities are included, so I will be paying those. She won't have to worry about that. The only thing she has to worry about is internet. And yeah, so everything, we have signed the lease. She moves in October 1st. I did have to pay my realtor about 50% of the first month's rent, for helping me with like the background check and the credit. So I highly suggest that you find, if you are looking for to do something like this, to find a realtor who is going to help you all the way through. She is a point of contact for me, so if I need anything for my tenant. So yeah, I just think that overall, the number one key is to, you know, find a realtor who will really help you and has your best interest at heart and knows what they're kind of doing and talking about. And for me, I got lucky because I happened to work with my realtor, and then she just slowly started becoming my friend, and then family. You know, it just got lucky for me that way. But I definitely want to do this again. So what I plan to do with the money for my tenant, that passive income, I plan to save that money and put it towards another condo in the city, so that I can do Airbnb. My aunt does Airbnb right now, and she is seeing a lot of passive income from it. So I think that is what I want to do next, is you know, invest in another property and do Airbnb with it. So yeah, that is just kind of a little bit of budgeting, how I bought my property and how I got a tenant. So I hope that I went into enough details about how I got to where I am now, and hopefully maybe like within a year I can do an update and say, is it worth it, is it not, all of those things. But this was just my experience and what I did to kind of, you know, go into another stream of income. You know, the real way to, you know, be wealthy is to have multiple streams of income. So not just a full-time job, like, you know. So now I have my rental property, of course your 401k. If you guys do not have a 401k, I highly suggest investing in it. I also have a Roth, I think it's like an EE something account, where I actually put more money into that account than I do my 401k, and it's through my job. So and that's tax-free money, because your 401k does get taxed. So I put like 1% towards my 401k, and I put 3% towards my EE account. And yeah, so I have those two streams of income. I have my rental property, I have my job, and you know, I am also doing some more exciting things that I am working on, that I will come on here and talk about once that is once I get the ball rolling on that. So I really think the key is to having, for one, the major key is having people around you that 100% support you and that understand your goals, and also to just really look into having as many streams of income as possible, so that all in all, you are finding your way towards whatever lifestyle that you want to have. And I never thought, for me, that this would be happening, and probably in a year I'll probably be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe where I'm at now, making this video before my 25th birthday. So let's see what happens before my 26th birthday, where I am. But yeah, so I hope that this was knowledgeable and informing for you all, and I hope you enjoy watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.